Hi. Hey, good morning. Happy Sunday, fun day. Welcome to the Daily Dose. Yep. This old guy's on a skateboard. Sunday, fun day, right? What else would I be doing at 47 years old? I'm on a skateboard. Check it out. I know some of you maybe seen me on here before. So check this out. I don't know if you can hear me. Probably can. What's up? Skate day. So I'm going to share with you one of the best parenting lessons I ever gave my kids. I'm going to share that with you in just a minute. So hang with me. Hi. Good morning. Got to navigate through. There's no cars on the road, so I'm in the middle of the street. I don't have knee pads on. I don't have a helmet on. Nope. All right. Fortunately, I've been on a skateboard for a while. So we're going to talk about one of the best parenting lessons I ever gave my kids. There's a number of them. I think a number of bad lessons. Lessons that I learned as a parent about being a parent, but also I'll never forget this one lesson, and it was actually has to do with me getting back into skateboarding. And yes, I skateboarded, maybe not. Let me get back on the sidewalk here. I skateboarded a little bit when I was younger, a long time ago. That's a long time ago. I'm talking like middle school, years ago. And of course, living in like a beach community in Florida and skate parks and surfing and all that, it was inevitable that my kids, or at least one, even my daughter did for a while, and my son got into skateboarding. In fact, it's because I think I was pushing him on waves and he didn't like the size of the waves I was pushing him on. So he said, you know what, I'm going to try to skateboard. So that was a lesson. Don't push your kids too hard, too quick. When they're younger, they'll hate doing that. So that was one of the things. So he started skateboarding. So, of course, I decided to be that parent. Said, well, shoot, if you're going to skateboard and I have to take you to the skate park, why not choose to do that as well? Hey, why not choose to get back into skateboarding as well at 40 years old? So, all right, I think it was about 39, 40. And by the way, I'm on a kind of it's called a carver board. Actually, really fun. And you'll see what I mean. Watch this. Check this out. So it's kind of a carver because you can turn it. It has a truck, so a little bit different. If you ever skateboarded before, I know probably a lot of you don't. You're just waiting for me to fall. So we started skateboarding. In fact, we're going to go right up to it in just a moment. Oh, thank you. We've got to share the road here with the neighbors. Morning. Hi. All right, so I'm going to take you to where we learned how to skateboard in just a moment. I'll be there in just a moment, so you're going to bear with me. So this is now, I just left my house and we got on this live. So literally a 5-minute little skateboard down the sidewalk to a pretty awesome place. I'm going to share that with you in just a moment. Let's see if I can get across here, okay? Oh, it's a little bumpy. Hang on. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Real close. We're going to the park. I'm not going to skate in the park, but I'm going to show you it. Just a moment. Pretty cool. I'm going pretty fast right now. It's actually... Good news is not too many hills, so I don't go too fast. But there is skate parks. And here in Atlantic Beach where I live, it's a beautiful place. By the way, if you noticed, beautiful little town, little city. We got a skate park over there. And that's where my son and I relearned how to skateboard, and that's really where he learned how to skateboard, is at the skate park. And the pretty cool thing, we spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. So, you know, it's one thing to bring him to the skate park and hang out, but I'm not that dad. I'm not saying you have to be either. But again, back to the parenting lesson. So I'll share with you, it's about fear. And it's one of the probably best lessons that I ever taught my kids, both of them, is, and I'm not saying to be reckless, because there's definitely a bit of recklessness when it comes to skateboarding. I'm just talking about facing your fears. Now come join me here. So when we come into this place, one thing I made him do, now I didn't ever skate in here because it was the rules, No helmet, no skate, right? So we're gonna come in here. I guarantee there's nobody here. Check this out. So this is where we learned how to skateboard. This is where my son learned how to skateboard, and I'm gonna take you to a very interesting spot. Now, I don't have my helmet on, I don't have knee pads. In fact, I haven't been in here skating in a very long time. So check this out. This is a free skate park in our neighborhood. I'm gonna come up into this area. Holy cow, I'm just nervous going up here. Check this out. Luckily, there's railings. And I'm gonna finish this daily dose right here. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. So I'm sitting at the top. This is right here. I just want to share with you. It doesn't maybe look that tall. This is about a 7-foot drop. This is what they call a drop. See, there's like coping, they have railing, and there's a drop. This is tall. Like we did this for months, and you can see me there, see the shadow. And we sat up here, and I sat up here. I'm gonna come on here. And I sat up here, and I sat up here, and I sat up here, and I sat up here. And we learned how to skate, and there was a lot of cool things about, taking back to the skater days. There was a lot of things about the skate park that really were such good lessons for at least my son. My daughter really didn't get into skating. But I would say is we started out small. We didn't even go into here, and he actually excelled a lot quicker because his fear was a lot less than mine as an older, maybe wiser adult, maybe not that wise. So here, check this out, pretty cool skate park. So just so you know where this is like 9 foot right here. Over on the other side, there's like a 9 or 10 foot on the other side there. Pretty crazy. That's called the tombstone right there, where if you see right, this thing here is called the tombstone. There's a roll in this little area here. That's kind of where you start out right there. You see that little spot right there, and you roll in, you get some speed. So check this out. We didn't start on this though. We started back over those bleachers where there was just a little area you can get started. But this is really, excuse me, a starting spot for skating. And this is actually a really hard, I think I got a gnat in my throat when I was skating over here. And it's just coming up now. I was trying to get out of my mouth. Give me a moment. So, and then people are going to look at me playing tennis. Oh, you got COVID, you better go home. No, I got a gnat in my throat, and I'm just trying to get it out. So here's my thing. I want to get into this because it's actually really being nostalgic right now, making me think. But my kid started skateboarding, he learned, and in skateboarding, you try tricks. There's tricks. You try a new trick, and once you get that, then cool, you can do a kickflip, or you can do an ollie, or you can do all these terms, and you get to different levels. And the better you get, then there's higher levels, harder levels. And there's a fear associated with it because when it comes to skateboarding, or really anything that's kind of dealing with something like this, it's a little bit dangerous, right? That's why they make you wear a helmet, even though we've seen kids not wear a helmet. So they make you wear a helmet in here, or you can't, because the police station is right behind me, literally right behind me here. Back over there is the police station, and they'll come over and say, hey, put your helmet on. So my kid would skate, and he would go down, and he'd roll in and go around, he'd learn, and he'd fall, and he'd hurt himself a little bit, bang his knees up, and get some swellbo. He actually had a couple breaks here and there, but he loved it. He truly loved it. He was passionate about it, and it was something that he enjoyed doing, and he enjoyed it, and I wanted to be a part of that as a parent. But I also know there's a fear involved in that, just like a lot of our fears right now. There's a lot of us in fear, and he was in this pursuit to drop right here where I'm going to go down. Well, I'm not going to go down on my skateboard, but you can see right here. Yeah, and this is a 7-foot drop, and I'll never forget months. It took him months. He would stand up here at the top of this with a skateboard, just right here before what's called drop in, and I'll just show you what that looks like. Basically, you drop the skateboard and you go in, and maybe I'll just do it. Let's just do this, because then I'll go. So here, look, this is what you basically stay here, and then you drop into the skate park, and then you go. And you can see, and you go around, and you wouldn't, that big. It's going to come back here. But you can see really how big it come right back to me and right back down. But then you go around and you use momentum and so forth, so on, right? So he sat up here and definitely afraid to drop in. Definitely afraid. It was high. He's little. He's like 8 years old. And then Dad is not. I'm just a little bit afraid just sitting up here. But I had skated, and one of the things I can tell you as a parent is they watch what you do more than they hear what you say, and they want to do what you say. I'm sorry, it's a little bright here. So they're going to watch what you do over the course of life, and the things that you choose will have an effect. The things that you choose, the things that you do, rather than, yes, the things that you say hopefully will have an impact and effect on them, but the things that you do. And as a parent, I would say one of the pivotal moments in parenting, I would say, is when I stood up here and I wanted my son, and I said to him, Mason, I said, if Dad goes first, will you go after me? If Dad drops in this first, and I did not want to do this. I did not want to drop in this thing. It's 7 foot. And he's like, no. In fact, he was a little embarrassed because he said if he was thinking if he does it and his friends see his dad do it and he does it, that they'll make fun of him. But it wasn't the case. They were just excited there was a dad in the skate park who was willing to put his life on the risk to skate. So what we did was we stood up here, we sat, and he's like, I said, if I go, will you go right after me? And I don't remember the exact conversation, but I do remember that exact day because there was a lot of his friends, other people skate park, and I went first. And guess what? I fell hard. I think I did like a full split, a torn, I didn't tear anything, but I went, and you know what? He went after me. He went next. And the fear was there. I was so afraid. The heart was pounding out of my chest. I was not ready to do this, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to go first for my son, and I'm going to do it first. And even if I kind of fall, and again, you can relate this to anything, and I'm not saying you should go skateboard. Let's see, there we go. But I'm going to getting it. There we go. And I went, and then he went, and he didn't fall, and he felt so proud. And I'll never forget the look on his face of accomplishment that he felt. He overcame the fear that he had. And let me just slide down here, see if I can get that. Okay. So I'm going to share this with you. Check this out. It's a little sunny. So let's see. There we go. So I was basically on my butt down here at the bottom, just like I'm sitting here right now. And he rolled in the skate park, and then he went around, and then the next thing he was like, awesome. He's like, and then he decided to conquer this, which is he went over the door, and it took months and months and months. And but here's the thing that I wanted to share with you. There's a confidence that's built when you're able to overcome your fears. And I'm not saying that you may not fail. Look, I failed. In fact, I chose not to. I did it a couple times, and then I did succeed, but I chose to stay in the lower, kind of the old guy area. And, but the point is, as a parent, it's oftentimes that it's not the things that we say as a parent, it's the things that we do and the actions that we choose. And it's interesting to see kind of how our world is getting so separated and segregated and so like opposition mode. And to also look at the kids and the children. And I can say is my kids right now are not living in fear. They have thoughts of what's going on in this world, but they're living at where mom and dad are at. And here's the thing. It's not that we don't have some doubts or not too sure what tomorrow is going to bring, but we're relying on our faith. We're relying on, look, there was a little bit of blind faith I had to go in and knowing this. And even if I did break, it wasn't going to be the end of the world, but I had to try it, right? There was something that I learned my lesson by falling, and Mason learned that, you know what? This is pretty awesome. My dad's trying for me, and I'll tell you, as far as a parenting lesson goes, yes, this is just one little thing, and it's not like I'm the best parent. I've failed many times. But I can tell you one of the biggest, most powerful things that you can do as a parent is to instill some faith in them. And even if we're talking about faith in God, just faith and belief in themselves, because I think sometimes we just go in through life and we're so filled with fear because there's just nothing we have confidence about. There's nothing, right? There's a lot of things right now in the world that we don't have confidence in, but gosh, it does help to have some self-confidence. And this definitely I would say, I didn't do this. I didn't do the door. And he got a lot of self-confidence right now in his 17 years from spending a few years here in the skate park and also with his dad, who faced some of his fears as a 40-year-old trying to learn how to skateboard again. So why am I sharing all that with you in this daily dose is sometimes it takes, instead of just saying, giving up and just saying, no, I'm going to hide. I'm just going to, isolate myself from the world, or I'm just going to have all my opinions and then I'm just going to not speak life. I'm going to speak fear into not my own life, because sometimes when you are fearful, all you want to do is bring other people into your fear to make you feel better. And that's not the way to do it. It's truly not the way to do it. Today's a Sunday. It's a Sunday fun day. I was thinking it'd be fun to just go for a little skateboard. Now, I'm not going to skate in this park because I'm going to abide by the rules. And I'm going to walk out of this park. And I can tell you is that parenting lessons, they come in all different sizes and shapes. There we go. Let's go back here. Parenting lessons come in all different sizes and shapes. And I'm sure as many terrible decisions you made as parents, I'm sure you're making some awesome ones. But one of the biggest lessons I can share with you, and this is my encouragement to all parents at all ages, at any level, is to instill some faith into your children, faith into their lives, confidence into their lives, rather than fear. Fear can be completely crippling. Fear is just not something that you just have. It can be completely crippling. And I've been seeing that right now in a lot of this world, and it's sad. Let me get back on my skateboard. Hopefully the skateboard's not going to cripple me right now. I'm going to go skate a little bit. I think I got to go back this way. Let's just go back this way. Go back onto my skate path. 47-year-old. Doing a little early Sunday fun day. I don't know what your Sunday looks like, but I hope you have a blessed one. I hope it's filled with faith over fear. And I hope as you're parenting, in your days of parenting, is that you're instilling good amounts of faith in your children and hope in your children's lives, because that's truly what we have as far as the future. It's not about what we can do now. It's about how we're going to change the future, and how that's going to start is with our own children and our own families. That's all I got. Take care and God bless. We'll see you.